Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe des E-Talk. Diesmal kein Startinterview. Bei mir ist Benchmark Metals. Benchmark Metals habe ich das letzte Mal vor 1,5 Jahren ein Interview gemacht. Ich habe auch einen Conflict of Interest. Ich bin Aktionär. Ich bin ein sehr glücklicher Aktionär. Ich glaube, ich habe es im Bereich von 0,30 oder sowas gekauft. Momentan notieren wir in dem Bereich von 1,50. Also die Performance ist sensationell und die Ergebnisse, was sie auch ausbringen, ist auch sensationell und ich will jetzt einfach einmal ein Update bringen, weil das dauert mir einfach schon so lange. Bis das ich mal wieder rüberkomme, vergeht wahrscheinlich nur ein halbes Jahr und ich will einfach jetzt einmal ein Update sehen, was sie Neues tut. Jim, thank you for your time, and I said in my German introduction, I'm a happy shareholder. I bought it really early, and our last interview is, I think it was 2019, in the fall 2019. So since then, a lot of things happened, especially your share price going up dramatically. And I'm a really, as I say, a happy shareholder. I think I have 400 or 500% performance on it. So you're really one of the best performing shares. I think in my portfolio and for sure also on the Canadian market. And the reason is simple. You're coming up with unbelievable great results. Also in the last few weeks, you're coming up with great results. And for me, is this sometimes also a little bit surprising. And the reason why surprising is that it was an old mine. And why the guys not see the potential of this fantastic project. Have you an answer for this?
That's right. Yeah, 30 years ago, this was a producing gold and silver mine that was owned by BRGM out of France. But of course, 30 years ago, gold and silver prices were much lower. And so the economics and the geology looks very much different now with higher gold and silver prices.
That's right, but they find also the same numbers what you have, but for them it was not economic.
That's right. Yeah. So back then they were actually mining the high grade, more narrow slices. And this time, as we explore the project, we're looking to turn it into a bulk tonnage type of deposit. So not underground. But it has open pit potential at surface in addition to the underground that they mined years ago.
Okay. So, but you, when I look at the presentation, first you are in the golden horseshoe and of PC, but I think the most people know this. And but was really interesting for me is also that we talk last time, that was 1.5 years ago, that you maybe once you're coming up with a resource calculation, but you first, then you make a big a private placement round, Eric Sprott coming in, you're sitting on a lot of cash, and you drill and drill and drill. But what's happened with the resource estimation or calculation?
So the resource is pending. We have submitted all of the information, the data, the drill results to our third party resource modeler. This group, P&E Engineering, will be performing a 43101 technical report based on brand new resource. So we've received all of the assays finally from the laboratory, and our wireframes and geological model, along with all the assay data, have been submitted to the third-party consultant. And now it's a day by day. We wait for the final result to come. So it's imminent.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's really, we can, any day we can maybe get the information from this resource calculation. But you also coming up with new drill results. But they are not included in this resource calculation. So when was the break?
So the cutoff break just happened. We've released all of the results to date, and now we wait.
Okay, so all the results, also what we have last week, that is in the resource calculation.
That's correct. So all of the results that have been put out from last year's drilling, near 87,000 meters, those results that we put out November, December, January, February, and up to last week are all included in the new resource estimate.
Okay, but what's happened then after? We know you have a lot of cash, 35 million cash was end of January. So what you're planning then after this resource calculation?
So after the resource, which should be coming soon, we're all planning for approximately 100,000 meters of drilling this year, this season. And this drilling will go towards two things. Expanding the new resource because it remains open in all directions. It remains open on strike, and especially remains open at depth because some of these numbers you're seeing are high grade at depth. But we will also be targeting some new discovery other areas. There's several zones across the large package that have potential for large new discoveries, and we will be drilling these this year.
Mm-hmm. Always when you come to a point where the resource calculation, or you get not too much reward for new drilling and new results.
That's right.
So what's really, or when you expect this point that the share price is not reacting any longer on good drill results and waiting then for the next step?
That's right. So I should mention, once this resource is published, it will be followed by a preliminary economic assessment, and we will be distributing or providing news on that PEA this summer. So approximately July or August timeframe, we'll have a PEA. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as you asked there's a lot of drilling in progress, and we believe we can get this deposit, several deposits, to 5 million or more ounces with more drilling. So it truly is at a point here where we're still can rapidly expand the gold and silver zones. And I think with more discovery potential across this package, that perhaps 5 million is a modest number. There's potential there to go well over that. But that's up to the drill bit this summer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 5 million it's unbelievable number, a great number. Then comes mostly the point is where I say, okay, bring it you to production, or somebody come in and say bring it to the production. So what is your favorite scenario?
Well, we're doing two things in tandem. So we continue to perform the engineering and all the geological work to get it to production, because those are the types of work that attracts a major, right? It's not all about drilling and expanding a resource. You've got to complete the engineering to build a mine at the same time. So the answer is, if a suitor came along and made an attractive offer to shareholders, we would take it. But the reason they are interested is because we are working towards building a mine.
Yeah. So with this work, you de-risk the project. Then
that's right.
Then resource is one thing, but if the ore too difficult to process, then you have troubles.
That's right. So we're completing more metallurgy, geotechnical work, all of the permitting paths in order to earn your mining, be granted your mining license. We have signed agreements with the First Nations within our territory. We have social license approval, and they are very involved with the project, from consulting and employment opportunities. All of these things we work towards during this year and into 2022.
There's an interesting slide on page 10 of your presentation. It shows that the resource estimation and the PEA and feasibility and so on. And they say also that similar or benchmark companies are Skeena, for example, or Marathon Gold, where they are in the area of the 5 million, but the market cap is nearly double, or sometimes a little bit more than double than your company. So this is actually what you focus on it, that when you can confirm this, can you confirm the 5 million, can confirm that the mine is working with the material, then our goals should be that we're coming up in this area.
That's right. I think there's many multiples remaining in the share price or the market capitalization. And because Benchmark is a new story, it's really been, it started in 2018. I think there's a chance here for the market cap to climb very close to those companies soon. This isn't an event for 2-3 years down the line. I think we will approach a larger market cap faster than others simply because it's a brand new story.
Okay, and you are well financed. I think this is one also major point. I think with 35 million in the pocket, you don't need immediately a private placement round.
That's right. We're well financed for all of our work this year and into 2022. But what I should note is we have over $6 million in warrants that are in the money at 40 cents. And we're starting to see shareholders exercise those warrants. So that's an additional $6 million to the treasury through a bit more time.
Okay, that's an interesting point. I must look, maybe I have some warrants. I coming up with some private placement in the past, so I must look. Maybe I was in this round with the 40 cents warrant.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm always happy to speak to you, Joe, especially when you're building some wealth with the company. It's a pleasure.
And I think this is a perfect example for why we are investing in the resource sector. It's going really quick, I must say. In the beginning, the first private placement, I think I take 1 or 2 placements, and it goes so quick, then it goes so up dramatically. So it was really a fun to see this. Then you don't have this kind of stories not really often. But you do a fantastic job to bring this the company up, and it looks like from the chart that we are now up and break the old line, and maybe then we make the next move to the higher level.
That's right, and I think the key catalyst for reaching this new level in the share price is solely based on the new resource estimate, and I can safely say that it's looking like it will be a multi-million ounce resource, gold and silver. But the second event would be that preliminary economic assessment. And that's not far away. July and August is only a few months from now. So there's 2 very large events to grow and build out this company with market value.
One of my last questions, do you know at which price level the last private placement was?
It was done at several levels, Joe, because we did some of the Canadian charity flow-through financing. Okay. So it was approximately $1.30 hard dollar, and then there was up to $1.75 in flow through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're probably approaching the average price between the flow through and the hard dollars, where the stock is at now, about $1.50, and that's why we did see some resistance, and now it's actually moving beyond the resistance level.
Okay, very good. Last question, but I know exactly the answer. Then you say this in the previous answer. It was the major 3 news what we can expect this year from the company.
Yeah, well, first of all, we're drilling approximately 100,000 meters. That starts in a few months' time. That will be for expansion of a new resource, but also new discoveries. But the second largest impact will be this mineral resource estimate that's imminent. It's coming out very, very soon. And then number 3 would be the preliminary economic assessment, which shows that this truly is an economic mine that can be built.
Yep. Jim, thank you for the update. Maybe we can do it then least when the PEA is coming up, then I think for me is this really the major driver. The resource calculation for resource estimation is great. Then we know exactly, we have the proof that we have million ounces or multi-million ounces in the ground. But the PEA is what you say, that the major waiting for this, how really this stuff work, and how the first results from the lab coming, how you can use the ore and process the ore. I think that's very important. Yeah, Jim, thank you for the update. Hopefully next time we can do it in person. That would be
I look forward to that.
The most fun. The last interview is 1.5 years ago. So, and this was shortly before COVID comes in, and it was really unbelievable how fast also the time is run.
Yeah, it would be good to discuss the PEA over a beer with you.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
In due time.
That's a good. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you for this.
Very good, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you. Ja, es war ein Update von Benchmark, ein sehr gutes Update. Sie bohren, ja, was nur das Zeug hält. Sie haben 85.000 Bohrmeter gebohrt letztes Jahr. Die letzten Bohrergebnisse sind letzte Woche rausgekommen, die sind fantastisch. Sie sehen 4,8 Meter mit 20 Gramm, 66 Meter mit fast 3 Gramm, 38 Meter mit 5 Gramm. Die sind unglaublich. Aber was jetzt der Driver ist eigentlich für den Aktienpreis, und der Aktienpreis schaut extrem gut aus. Der schaut so aus, wie wenn wir hier kurz irgendwo bevorstellen beim Ausbruch. Das ist die Ressourcenschätzung kommt raus, die sollte jeden Tag rauskommen, er kann es nicht genau sagen, ist also bei einer Dritten, der dieses Modeling macht und die Ressourcenkalkulation berechnet, das machen nicht Sie, das muss ein externes Institut machen. Und dann der zweite Treiber, der fast für mich noch wichtiger ist die PEA, die soll im Sommer kommen, denn die treibt, die zeigt auch nicht nur, dass es Erz im Boden ist, sondern wie kann es auch teilweise verarbeitet werden, und das ist das, auf was die Majors auch warten. Denn eines ist klar, die Firma wird früher oder später meines Erachtens übernommen. Sie machen zwar alles, damit sie diese Projekt das Risiko rausnehmen können, indem sie mit First Nation zum Beispiel Verträge machen, aber auch die Metallurgie anschauen, ob das auch dementsprechend das Erz umgesetzt werden kann, über einen ganz normalen, simplen Prozess auch bearbeitet werden kann, so wie man es halt überall auch kennt. Sie sind ja in dem sehr berühmten Golden Horseshoes, das ist ein goldenen Hufeisen, Sie sehen sie hier schön reingezeichnet, wo auch die ganzen Minen dort sind, und sie vergleichen sich auch in der Peer sozusagen mit Askina oder Marathon Gold, die um die 4 bis 6 Millionen Unzen haben, aber von der Marktkapitalisierung mehr als doppelt so hoch sind. Cash brauchen sie keines, sie haben Ende Jänner 35 Millionen Dollar gehabt, also da haben sie genug Cash gehabt, und sie haben mit Eric's Pro dann 20% Anteil, das Management hat noch 15% Anteil, und wie gesagt, ich habe selber noch Aktien, und ich muss einmal nachschauen, ob ich nicht noch Warrants habe von dem Teil, denn ich sage mal so, bei 40 Cent Warrants, die muss man jetzt dann auch mal ausützen, und mein Anteil ist natürlich gut, sage ich mal, aber er kann, glaube ich, bei so einer Firma immer noch ein bisschen größer sein. Das war es von Benchmark am 12. April 2021 und ja, damit viel Spaß bei Ihrem Investment, und wir hören Sie. Jim, thank you for your time, and it was a great update. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Joe. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.